So at this point, my professional career is a mess. My personal life is, it is what it is. You know, you're dealing with losses. And the sad part about our career is it is directly related to your personal life. There's no way. It's a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week, year-round job. It's everything you do reflects in the cage. I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do. I'm cut from the biggest organization in the world. What do I do? Where do I fight? How do I make money? How to make my living? I get an opportunity to shoot a movie, Never Back Down 2. I take it. It's money. Right at that point in time, I wanted to focus on just, making sure I could kind of get established. I just moved up to Denver. I had things I needed to take care of. So I do the movie. It's a 2-month period. It was a great experience in my life, but I was half there, It was, I just moved. I'm bounced down to New Orleans for about 2 months to shoot a movie, surrounded by a bunch of people I don't know. So it kind of was tough. I didn't have a support system. I lost my girlfriend. I didn't lose her. I just lost that support system day in and day out. I'm on my own in a hotel room shooting a movie. First time ever acting. So that was a really interesting experience, but I think it was a cool experience for me. I'm glad I had it. From there, I'm trying to get a fight. I remember Gary Goodrich and me were going to fight in one of the first MMA fights in Israel. That didn't work out. That fell through. I ended up getting back up to Denver. I've been training for about 2 weeks, and new group of training team. The whole thing's brand new, and I get a fight to fight the best fighter in the world at that time, Alistair Overeem. Do we jump on the opportunity, or do we shy away and try to, to build towards the opportunity, to get the maturity, get the other opportunities to kind of build to be ready for that opportunity? I jump on the opportunity. I can't help myself. You don't get the opportunity every day. You never know when your career is going to end. You never know to fight what is deemed the best martial artist at the time in the heavyweight division in the world. I took the fight on 9 days' notice, Christmas Eve. Day after Christmas, flew to Japan, fought on New Year's Day. Walked in the fight with no game plan, no real thought. I remember being in the back, like we're talking, they're still telling me it could be a 10-minute round, it could be a 5-minute round, which is typical in Japan. Like things get kind of thrown together last minute as you sit, I'm fighting one of the best fighters in the world on 9 days' notice. It's not shocking. I don't even know if it's a title bout. I know nothing about it. I just know I'm fighting in maybe an hour. I got a little excited, went out there, and I just was too excited. I just remember thinking, like, I don't know where my gas tank's at. I don't know how long this round is. I still at that point in time, I was like, I'm just gonna go till the ref stops. You hear the bell, on to the next round. That's fighting. It is what it is. You don't necessarily need to worry about time and things like that. Was my attitude. We exchanged overhands. Mine missed. His landed in the back of my head. He followed up with a knee and cleaned me up. TKO loss. Second loss in a row. 6 months time period. We got to regroup. So now my biggest challenge is just finding fights. I just lost 2 in a row. The word on the street, the promoters feel, they hear I have a bad attitude, so guys aren't exactly excited to work with me. I'm still a very dangerous opponent, so high-level fighters don't want to mess with me because I don't have enough of a name. So I'm having trouble finding fights. I finally get an opportunity. There's a brand new fight league in India against a veteran opponent, Neil Grove, never been finished. He had some big wins on his resume. I go out there and I get a knockout, and we're back in business. We're back, fighting's, we got to win. We can kind of settle down, relax, kind of try to get in a groove at that point. But I have great coaches, Bob Cook, Javier Mendez. It's a good situation for me. But I'm still in a tough spot. I'm still having trouble finding fights. I'm just trying to get back in the UFC. That's my goal. It was 8 months. I had a fight with Jeff Munson pull out on me, which was a big fight. He's a big name. It would have been a good fight to get on my resume. It ended up falling through with India. I'm 8 months, I haven't had a fight. I'm getting a really good offer from a kickboxing promotion, but it's going to lock me in long term to a contract. And I'm not sure I really want to do it because in my heart I'm an MMA fighter. That's what I love. That's my passion. But I can kickbox. I can good. And it's money at that point. Literally the day before I go to sign that contract, I get a call from Joe Silva. Hey, can you fight 4 weeks notice? I think it was 3.5 weeks notice. Matt Mitrione fell out against Phil DeFries. Can you fill in for him? Got a contract for you right here. Immediately I sign. I'm happy. I'm elated. I'm back in the UFC. I'm back in the biggest promotion. And this time I feel like I'm ready. I'm 100% ready. I've had all these growing experiences. I've dealt with loss. I've had major opponents. I'm comfortable with my camp. I'm ready to go. I got my 3 weeks in. My mate Bryce Ratonico, he's a pad holder of mine. He's a training partner of mine. He's a good friend of mine. Comes out. We get ready in 3 weeks. We get the win over Phil DeFries, and we're back in the UFC. Life is good. Man, I got knockout of the night. It's a big win. I'm I think things are rolling. They're finally going my way. I'm excited. This is my time. I feel mature. I feel ready for these opportunities. I end up waking up at 4 a.m. and my arm doesn't work. And it doesn't just not work. I'm in what I would call like, I'm sick to my stomach type of pain. At first I thought I had a slipped disc. I was like, this is, then I'm like, do I have a stroke? Because I have no function in the arm. It's just twitching. Like, that's all I got. And then I get extreme like nerve type pain shooting down my arm. Convinced I have a pinched nerve, and we do scan after scan. I think I end up going, he sends me to doctor after doctor after doctor. I think it's 9 to 10 doctors at this point. Finally in the neurologist's office, Dr. Sajev, I'll never forget it. I can't thank the guy enough because I've been to at least 10 doctors at this point, and no one could pinpoint it. No one wanted to really say what it was. And he's like, man, he goes, honestly, I think it's, nobody wants to tell you. He goes, I think you're done, man. Like at this point, they're trying to get me on a big card. So we're just trying to see if I can fight in 3 months, get ready for a fight camp. That's not the case. He's like, nah, man, I think your whole career is done. What's going on was known as Parsons-Turner syndrome. It's a rare disorder. They don't necessarily know what causes it, but that's what you got, man. That's all we can diagnose at this point. They didn't have answers for me. There's no quick fix. At this point, he's telling me like, he's telling me the best he can. I think this guy's got tears in his eyes at this point when he's telling me. It was one of those moments because he knew what he was telling me. He's telling me your career is over, and he meant it. He's just like, man. He goes, you need to move on. He goes, I'm not telling you this to hurt your feelings. I'm just telling you, it's like the likelihood of you making it back is slim to none. He goes, you could hope, but he goes, you're looking at 2 to 3 years. So, damn, there I am. I think I'm 27 at this point. I'd spent 8 years chasing after this dream. At this point, I kind of have to make a decision on, do I want to go back to school? If I go back to school, I'm done. I'm going to be back to school full time. I'm not going to be able to go find a way back into training, to find a way back to be able to be mobile, to move to a solid training camp, to be able to fight and things like that. I get an opportunity with my partner, a good friend of mine, to open up a fitness gym. That would have kept me in the gym. At this point, some of my function, like it took about 7 weeks for me to be able to ride again. The pain is still pretty constant for another 4 or 5 months, but my function's starting to come back. So I'm hopeful. I'm not giving up on it at this point. I know maybe I got one fight at me, I'm hoping. I think we're at the 8-month mark of dealing with this. I'm opening up a brand new gym, and at that point I kind of knew I got a shot at coming back at about the 8-month mark. So I took my chances, called the UFC. They matched me up for it. It took them about a month to give me a fight. They matched me up with Anthony Hamilton on my birthday. Perfect. Obviously there's still, I hadn't fought in 2 years. So there's it's like, let's see how it goes. Man, I get in the cage and I feel it's the same old hat, man. I feel comfortable, I feel confident. I get out there and get a quick 30-second knockout. It's awesome. I get to go out to dinner with my friends. It was a really cool experience, even like just down to growing up, I actually started lifting weights in a bodybuilding gym, and just down to the fact that like the 4-time Mr. Olympia is, not only is he a big part of like my camp and a big part of everything, he's at my after party there with me celebrating. And that just being a part of like just the boyhood dream. It's your birthday, you get a huge knockout, you hadn't fought in 2 years, you're on the biggest fight promotion in the world. Big knockout, all your friends are around, and there's even Mr. Olympia happens to make it. It was a huge moment. This led me to my biggest opportunity yet. I'm fighting on the main card in my favorite city in the US, San Diego, California. My brother just bought a house out there. Huge moment for me. I'm 12 days away. I'm pumped, I'm excited, and I'm ready. I'm 100% healthy. Had a great camp. Dean Thomas came out, he ran my camp. Bryce Rattoni came out, helped me out. He's been here pretty much all the way through since we were 21 out in Vegas. This is a big moment for me, and I'm excited, man. I'm ready to get in there and win this fight. Check out my fight July 15th, UFC San Diego. It's gonna be fireworks.